How's it going, geometry? Today we're going to get into some stuff that'll help you get ready for Algebra 2 next year. This is our last assignment. Can you believe that? It's absolutely crazy. Hopefully, we're going to make some big steps today as we end off the year. Grab a piece of paper, pay attention, mostly because on the Delta Math assignment, you can find some of the answers to those questions on this video. So make sure to pay attention. Let's get into some math. To start, here's some things to note. This is the last assignment I'll be posting. I've posted videos for every other assignment. All 6 of these assignments have the same due date, Wednesday at midnight. That's going to be the 27th of May, that Wednesday. I made it so they all have the same due date, so you still have a chance to complete all of them. And all of my videos will obviously remain up, so make sure you do those. I've gotten a few emails, so I wanted to just show you how much help I'm giving you guys. All the highlighted problems you see on these 2 last assignments on Delta Math, everything that's highlighted, I did with you guys in the video. So, I mean, you have the answers to those. And once you answer them correctly, it'll walk you through the steps in a different way than I said it. And also, if you go to Delta Math on this assignment, let's see if I even can. Okay, yeah, if you go to Delta Math on this assignment, you can click on this. This is watch a help video, so it's literally a video of somebody helping you go through it. And I'm going to be going through this with you on here as well. Before we get started, there's a couple of things to note. Other than these things to note, there's more. Okay, we're going to be looking at some line equations, and there's some things you have to remember about line equations. Number 1 is the slope. That's the m term. Let's see, that's the m term. Okay, and slope is rise over run. Okay, so you can see how this is kind of getting you ready for Algebra 2 when we're already bringing back classic concepts from Algebra 1. This is all you guys did in Algebra 1. Rise over run, we're going to be having to look at the graph for that. And then we also have the y-intercept. That's going to be where it crosses the y-axis. And remember, the y-axis is vertical. Okay, so it goes up and down. Okay, where it crosses the y-axis, and specifically it's going to cross at 0, comma b. So whatever that b term is, that's exactly where it'll cross. Now we have to know that because for this assignment, we're looking for the solutions to a set of 2 equations. We have 2 equations here, so let's mark them real quick. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay, so we have 2 equations. There is a solution to these equations, and we're going to look at what that means graphically. This is the easiest of the 3 methods to do it, and you'll see that this assignment is not as hard as it looks once you get into it. But I'm going to do it the hard way first, as we always do in math. Okay, first thing is I'm going to look for the slope, not the slope, the slope of these 2 equations, and I'm also going to look at the y-intercept. Okay. Let's make a little table, in fact. Okay, so we have equation 1 and 2. We're going to be looking for their slopes and y-intercepts because that's going to help us graph them. And you'll see what I mean when we go over to Delta Math, and I'll show you how to use it on there. And then I'll show you how to use it on Desmos as well. The slope for this first one, okay, so let's draw a reference here, mx plus b. Remember, the slope is m, and the y-intercept is going to be at 0, comma b. Okay, so in this case, my slope is -2. Okay, if you're thinking of rise over run, you could think of that as -2 over 1. And the y-intercept is going to be at -7, so that's going to be at 0, -7. Okay, the next one, there's nothing in front of the x on this equation, so we just know that the slope is 1. You could write that as 1 over 1. Okay, but the slope is 1 here. You could think of that coefficient out front. And then we have -4 for the y-intercept, so 0, -4. So here's what we have to do. Step one, plot these. Okay, so step 1 is to plot these points. Remember, it's x comma y. And we have to plot 0, -7. So that's at 0 for x and -7 for y. And then the other one's at 0, -4, which makes sense because they're supposed to cross the y-axis. The next thing we have to note is the slope. Let's see. For equation number 1, okay, let's even mark these y-intercepts. This came from equation number 1. This came from equation number 2. So for equation number 1, the slope is negative 2 over 1. So you go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. You could keep stepping like this. If you go to the left, it's going to go over 1 up 2, over 1 up 2. And you can see it keeps going in this pattern, but really all you need are 2 points that are on the line to graph it. Let's get that back in there. Okay, 2 points. So if I mark this point at down 2 over 1, this is the point 1, negative 9. So I just went down 2 and over 1. I just counted with the mouse. And I'll show you how to do that on Delta Math here in a second. But if I just pull out a ruler, we know that to draw a line, we only need 2 points. Okay, so this is actually the line for equation 1. And if this seems like too much for you, don't worry. I'm going to show you the cheat code to doing the homework. So no worries there. Next step is to do equation 2. It has a slope of 1. You could think of that as up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, over and over. Remember, we only need 1 point. So let's just take this one here. And let's draw a line through it. I'll show you exactly how to do this on Delta Math in a second, as I've said. And they cross right there. Okay, now it's not so easy to see what the solution is because my lines aren't that good, to be honest. The point is, this is how you would work it out on a piece of paper. Now, how do I want you to work it out? I want you to use Delta Math and Desmos. So here's what I mean by that. Let's go over to Delta Math. Okay, here's the problem from Delta Math. Plot 2 lines by clicking on the graph. Click a line to delete it. Here's how I would do this. I would take care of one equation at a time. So for equation 1, let's take care of that point at 0, negative 7 first. Okay, so I've plotted a point. You can see that I can put another point anywhere on this line and it automatically makes a graph. So it's going to be much more accurate than mine. So we just have to look at the slope, and that way we'll be able to answer this. The slope is negative 2 over 1. So just like we did on the paper, we can click on the next point and we have the line. Let's do the same thing for the other point. Negative 4 for my y-intercept. The slope is up 1 over 1. Okay, and you can see that these 2 lines cross. It doesn't really allow you to draw more than 2 lines. You'll have to click on another one if you want to change that. But these are the 2 lines crossed. How does this help you answer the question? Because you have to answer the question here. The reason this helps you is because you can see that the lines cross at a certain point. The answer choice will always look like a point. And in this case, that point, if we look here, it's at negative 1, negative 5. And then we put it in parentheses. That's how you should type in your answer with a comma. Don't forget the comma. Submit answer. It'll be like, are you sure? We're going to hit yes. Okay, and I am correct. It'll tell you exactly where that solution is. It'll show you where it is just to verify it. And all I'm asking you is to do 10 of these. Like I said, I'm going to go through plenty in this video, and I'll stop showing you the graph from here on. But essentially, that's what you should be relying on, is using this. I'm going to show you one more cool tool. If you look over at Desmos, you can see here, I'm just typing in the 2 equations. So if you have 2 tabs open, one with Delta Math doing your assignment and the other with Desmos, you can just type in these 2 equations. And the cool thing about Desmos is that when you have 2 equations graphed, you can click on their intersection and it'll automatically tell you what that coordinate is. So it actually gives you the answer if you type it into Desmos. So I highly recommend doing that. Okay, let's look at problem number 2. This one is a little bit more tricky. Here we have a slope of negative 6 over 5 for equation 1. And for equation 2, we have a slope of 2 over 5. For the first equation, my y-intercept is at 0, negative 7. And for this equation, it is at 0, positive 1. Remember, whenever you're looking for that y-intercept, it's always that piece on the end. It's always that constant that's added at the end. Okay, so I can do a few things here. Let's see. I can plot those 2 points, those 2 y-intercepts. Okay, now the slopes are a little bit tricky. Since they're so odd, I highly recommend that you just do this on Desmos or on Delta Math, because it's really quite quick. I'll go ahead and sketch it out on paper. Let's see. For equation 1, this is for equation 1, that's that point, 0, -7. It goes -6 over 5, and I can't really go to the right since I can't even go down 6 on my graph. So I'm going to go up 6 over 5 to get this point here. That's how you would do it if you had this graphed on a piece of paper. Really just counting squares. So that's equation number 1. The other one has a slope of up 2 over 5, so I'm just going to quickly count that out. That's this point here. And if we draw this line accurately enough, it should show us what the answer is. Okay, let's see if we can look at that closer. You can see that the lines cross at -5, -1, I believe so. Really quickly, I'm just showing you on Desmos. I'm finding the exact same answer here. So I highly recommend just using Desmos, but I am going to talk through the problem so at least it's not like a magic trick. And that way it actually helps you for Algebra 2. Okay, looking at problem number 3, we already see something different. These are what I call the level 2 problems. Level 2, technically, because this doesn't look like y equals mx plus b, which makes things difficult. We can convert it to that if we wish, if we want to, and actually it's pretty useful. If we solve for y, we can get this equation down. If we subtract an x from both sides, we get y equals -x minus 2, okay, which has a slope of -1 and a y-intercept of 0, -2. Okay, so this is equation 2. Probably shouldn't put that there. Probably, yeah, okay. This is equation 2 and all of its information. Let's take care of equation 1. It crosses at 0, 7, and the slope is 1/2. So that's equation 1. Okay, so we have these two pieces of information. Let's take care of equation 1 first. 0, 7, the slope is 1/2, so it's going to go up 1 over 2. So we get those 2 points, let's draw the line. Okay, hopefully that'll be fine. Alright, the other point is at 0, -2, and the slope is -1 over 1. So we could do a stair-step pattern like that. Okay, let's see. Well, I can already tell those aren't going to cross very well, but that's alright. Okay. Now here I am. I'm going to guess that it's... Well, I know what it's supposed to be. So mine did not line up correctly. It's supposed to be at -6, 4. And that shows you why. Take advantage of technology. It's really useful. Here I am showing you on Delta Math. Desmos, desmos.com/calculator. I'm just typing these equations in. Notice that I didn't have to rewrite the equation. Okay, looking at problem number 4, you can see that we have the same issue here. It's in the wrong form. Whenever it's in the wrong form, just use Desmos. Okay, so I'm heading over to Desmos now, typing this in. If you click on the point where they intersect, it'll tell you exactly what the answer is. Type that into Delta Math, and you have this problem correct. After I do this last example, you will have to do 10 problems on your own, but hopefully if you're just using Desmos, you should have an okay time. Okay, this looks scary, but we're going to solve for y anyway, because as a math teacher, I have to do this problem justice. I can't just say type it into Desmos and good luck. I want to show you why this actually works. So if we solve for y, subtract a 2x on both sides, we get -5y is equal to -2x minus 40. If we divide everything by -5, we get y is equal to 2 divided by 5x, because these negatives will cancel. Okay, plus, since these negatives cancel, 40 divided by 5, which is, oh, now I'm struggling. 40 divided by 5, that's 8. Okay, so we can actually rewrite this equation here. But regardless of whether you rewrite equation 2 or not, you can still type both of these in to Desmos and get your answer by clicking on that coordinate where they intersect. Okay, according to Desmos, we intersected at the point -5, 6 for this one. Okay. Good luck on your assignment. I will be posting further updates, so please subscribe to this channel for the year ends. I will have further updates this week. Remember to join the Zoom meetings on Thursday. Hope you're working hard. I'm updating grades every Wednesday. Email me if you have any questions. Have a good day. Take a breath. Go outside. Have fun. Have a good day.